I'd like to call to order the Liberal City Commission meeting for this Monday, January the 8th at 5:30. Will we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Denoyer.
Here.
Vice Mayor Martinez.
Here.
Commissioner Aragon.
Here.
Commissioner Carlisle.
Here.
Commissioner Harrison.
Here.
We have a quorum, Your Honor.
All right, will all of you please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation as given by Pastor Kevin Alexander of New Beginnings Church. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Father, we're thankful for this opportunity to come before you, God. We're thankful for community leaders, God, and we pray that they all seek your divine wisdom on what's best for our community. God, we're just thankful for the many blessings on just our individual lives and on this community as we see it still growing and your blessings being poured out. God, let us continually honor you for every good thing that happens. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Kevin. All right, first item up on the agenda is awards and proclamations and presentations. We're going to move on to agenda item number 2, which is approval of the agenda. There's a correction that needs to be made on agenda item number 6B, cereal malt beverage licenses. The address should read for the Little Bar, 925 South Kansas Avenue.
Your Honor, I make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Harrison with a second by Commissioner Aragon. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next item on the agenda is approval of the December 26th regular meeting minutes. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? If not, I'd call for a motion to approve as presented.
Your Honor, I make a motion we approve the minutes of the December 26, 2017 regular minutes.
Motion by Commissioner Carlisle. Is there a second? Second by Vice Mayor Martinez. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next item is agenda item number 4, items from citizens. Are there any citizens in the audience that would like to address the Commission on non-agenda items?
Mr. Mayor, I have some.
Right.
Each of you received a memo earlier from me. I just want to make a formal announcement that I will be retiring as Chief of Police on April 2nd, 2018. That's all I have to say.
April 2nd. Thank you, Chief. Anyone else like to address the Commission on non-agenda items? Roselle, please come forward. Rules of the Commission. Any citizen desiring to address the Commission shall be recognized by the Chair. Advance to the podium, state his or her name and address in an audible tone for the record. Presentation shall be limited to 5 minutes unless extended by a vote of the majority of the Commission. The Commission does not hear matters involving litigation or city personnel. The Commission does not take action on subjects not on the agenda unless an unusual or hardship condition exists. Citizens may address the Commission on agenda items as they are brought to the floor. Again, please state your name and address in an audible tone.
Roselle Webb, 8044 Road K, Liberal. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, I would like to invite all of the commissioners, new and old, to attend our night out in Topeka, which is January 22nd from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Capitol Plaza Hotel. It's a good time to go and visit with all of our Kansas legislators and get our meats told before the entire legislation. So I invite you to come to that, and the next morning on the 23rd at 7 a.m. will be our Pancakes in Liberal event, and we do this. We did this last year. We didn't do it for a few years, but we started it again last year. And we just want to kind of advertise Pancake Day to our legislators and see if we can get some of them to come out to Pancake Day. So that breakfast will be held at the Capitol Building, 7 a.m. on January 23rd. We invite you all to come. You can come a little early and help us serve pancakes if you like, or just attend the event. We'd be happy to have you. Any questions?
All right, thank you, Roselle. Any other citizens like to address the Commission on non-agenda items? All right, Ada?
Ada Linnebroker, 610 South Oklahoma, and I'm also Seward County Commissioner, and I just am here to thank Dean and Dave and Joe all for serving as commissioners. I know it's not a fun job. I'm in that position. And I also want to congratulate the new commissioners that'll be coming on and just say that the county is excited that we're going to be working again together and looking forward to our next joint meeting, which is supposed to be in February. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Please come forward, state your name and address in an audible tone for the record. Rita, that's you.
Rita Isaacs, 406 Princeton, here in Liberal. I would like to finish my part in this whole mess tonight, the best I can. And I don't know really where to start, so I guess I'll start with, I have been getting telephone calls, personal calls, people coming by, bringing all kinds of information. And I'm being forced to admit and recognize there are many things going on in this city that should not be. Starting at the top, going all like tentacles, going through places, and it's just going on and on. It's time to stop it. So I'm going to start, I received this today. It's an ordinance 4422, mode of excellence of the Liberal City Commissioners. And I know all of them have them. Commissioner Harrison is the one that brought this up, I think, in 2014 and signed it. He was mayor at that time. I'm just going to simplify this here. They help create, these commissioners, help create the atmosphere of respect and civility where individual members, city staff, and the public are free to express their ideas and work to their full potential. Respect the dignity and privacy of individuals and organizations. Respect and maintain the nature of confidential and privileged information and opinions acquired as a result of their position. Conduct my public affairs with honesty, integrity, fairness, and respect for others. Avoid and discourage conduct that is divisive or harmful to the best interest of Liberal, and keep the common good of their highest purpose and focus on achieving construction solutions for the public benefits. And it goes down to 9103, the scope of articles. Code of Ethics establishes reasonable standards and guidelines for the ethical conduct of public officers and employees of the city. We've had so many things, so many things that don't appear to be right. There seems to be one side said this and one side the other. I'm going to go back to something Joe Denoyer said when he was interviewing with Earl Watt. And what he said was that they knew nothing about Mark Hall's contract. And he said HR and staff. We have HR and then we have staff. I do not know the name of the HR person. But Siri in the Sky says for Liberal, Human Resource Department is responsible for administering employment programs, employee benefit programs, and payroll policies and procedures, recruitment, selection, and retention for approximately 200 full-time employees. The employees enjoy benefits, including competitive pay with excellent benefits. Nowhere does it say she can make up a contract. Nowhere. So this puts us, if Joe is right, this puts this on Mr. Hall and whoever is the HR. Somebody is getting something out of this. Nobody could have an open-end contract, anything they want short of murder, and get by with it, no questions asked, penalty if you decide to talk about it. I do not believe we need anything like this in our city. I think we have rampant corruption. For all the things I hear, I have letters, phone calls drop-off information, emails. I do not plan to do anything about any of these if we get the results we need. I do not want to. If I get what I want, I will go home and I will destroy these. But it needs to stop here. Nowhere else has there been a contract like this. Nowhere. It's like Kim Jong-un, open up. It's got to stop tonight, and if I have a chance to talk some other time, fine. All the commissioners here except Mr. Carlisle signed it and agreed with that contract, saying they did not read it. They did not.
Wait. I did not say I did not read it.
Nobody said they did not read the contract.
Okay.
The contract
All right.
was read in executive session, ma'am.
So it was signed under 2 10-minute things. Well, there are 8 pages in there. If you should have read it, because I'm wondering, would you have signed it had you known how extensive his privileges were? And so because of your lack of responsibility to the citizens of Liberal, I think those of you that signed it that are still in here, I think you need to retire with Mr. Hall tonight.
That is time. Thank you, ma'am. All right, any other citizens like to address the commission on non-agenda items? Please come forward, state your name and address in an audible tone for the record.
Rita, thank you.
Good evening, commissioners. Good evening, new commissioners to be. I am Julia Thompson. I live at 610 North Sherman, and for the greater part of the past 67 years have been a city resident of Liberal, Kansas. I have a few concerns, and while they're probably on a low priority, I still would like them heard. In our alley, we share dumpsters. Once a week, we have 3 to 4 people come and go through our trash. 3 of them are adults that just are on their own doing it. 1 is a parent, I assume it's a parent, with 2 children who she puts in the dumpster. They go through, they come back up, show it to her, and then they go. We have been told that once we throw it out, it's open to the public, they can have it. I cannot believe this is a good practice. The one lady that goes through our trash is just looking for cans. She opens the bag, she dumps them out, she takes what she wants. She wears gloves that come clear up here, and the rest of it goes back in the bag into the trash. That's okay. But the others open the bag and leave it. If they took it outside, it's left on the ground. We now have quite a collection of feral cats and dogs in our neighborhood. I'm not surprised. There seems to be plenty of trash around for them. I've even approached the people.
Excuse me, ma'am, what did you say your address was?
610 North Sherman, it's the old Bachman House.
Yep.
Okay. I have good neighbors. I'm not complaining about my neighbors, but I did, I've talked to these people. I said, what do you need? I know of places where we can help you, get help for you, to no avail. I also have a dog who I walk. And if she makes a deposit in someone's yard or on the sidewalk, I carry bags and I pick it up and I take it back and put it in the trash. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't. I would take my dog to a dog park, if we had one, and then I still wouldn't leave her poop for someone else to step in or pick up. And I've noticed in other towns that I've been to, there seems to be a real positive sense of ownership of the people that take their dogs there, and they make the improvements themselves. They get permission from the city make improvements themselves. So that might be a nice thing for our city. And now I come to what is my final and I think most important concern. There are too many condemned properties in our town. There are ones that have, at least the ones near us, have been targets of graffiti, theft, and damage. I don't know how a property gets condemned. I don't know what has to be done by the owner so that it's no longer condemned. And the other part of this is, there are people in my neighborhood, and I'd say between 2nd and 7th, between Clay and Kansas Avenue, people are living there, but their yards, their carports, their porches are just packed with things. I grew up at 719 North Prospect, and I remember a lady who lived on the corner of 7th and Prospect did this sort of thing. She saved everything, and she had piles almost to the ceiling of stuff she was saving, and her house caught on fire. And I don't know how many of you know Roy Borden, but it almost killed him that he could not get in there and save her. Neither, unfortunately, were the firemen when they got there. I don't want this to happen to some of these people. I don't know if it's because they can't afford it or they're hoarders, but I wonder if there is anything that the commissioners can do to help those people. Rita, where are you? Thanks. Thanks for coming and expressing the views of many people. The rest of you. Some of you I call friends, some of you I don't know very well at all. But I know this isn't an easy job. I didn't run for it and I don't want it. But I would be available to help on some of these projects that I've mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you,
Do you have your phone number?
Pardon me?
May I have your phone number?
You may. 626 6002. Please don't call before 8, I'm retired.
Well, I get out of bed at 4.
I don't.
All right,
Thank
any
you,
other
ma'am.
citizens like to address the commission? Please come forward and state your name and address in an audible tone for the record, please.
There went our 5 minutes.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm going to cheat a little bit. I don't live in Liberal. I don't live in Seward County. I don't even live in Kansas. I live in Oklahoma.
Need your
But
name-
I used to work over
Need
here
your
a
name and
lot.
address first.
Oh, yeah, you want that? Joe, you already know that.
I do, but, yeah.
My
for the
name's
record.
Nancy Kletchka. I've worked in and out of Liberal for a lot of years. A lot of it was in the media and marketing. And I've been watching with great interest what's been going on over here. Mrs. Isaacs is right. The eyes of your neighbors, not just in Texas, are upon you right now. And one thing I do have to say, I don't know everybody up here on this board. I'm going to pick on 2 of them in particular that I have known and worked with for quite a while. No, we don't go party together. We're not personal friends. I don't really know that we could say that, but we have a working relationship. And I know that Joe DeNoyer has promoted this community a lot. He loves this community. I know that Dean Aragon loves this community. And he works at National Beef, and do you really think he's going to do something to harm this community and harm his job when he's been such a loyal employee? And I say that to ask the citizens of Liberal to think about it. Because, Joe, I did understand from an article that it wasn't completely red. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out somebody lied to them. Somebody needs to be held accountable. I agree with that. And as a former investigative reporter, I definitely agree with that. And I want to challenge Mr. Hall. If you love this community, you go back to the drawing board and you come up with a new contract that this community, this commission, and even you, sir, can live with. I know you feel like you won the lottery, but sometimes it's better to do the right thing. And I also want to say that from what I saw on social media, Officer McCann did his job with the utmost professionalism, and I am very proud of him for what he did. As a former detention officer and dispatcher myself, I have a lot of respect for that man, and he should not have been put in the position he was in. I want to thank you all for your service. Working in public office is not fair sometimes, and sometimes it is really difficult, and you have to put up with a lot. And you are still human, and you make mistakes. But when you make mistakes, you need to apologize and say you're sorry. And you need to understand, Rita and the rest of the community have a reason why they're upset. And I understand why you can't say everything, because in executive session, you can't. You can't say everything that happens there. But you need to understand both sides, and you need to come back together. And I think a new contract, Mr. Hall, would bring this community back together where it needs to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Anyone else like to address the commission on non-agenda items? Seeing none, we'll move on to items from groups. Are there any groups in the audience that would like to address the commission? Again, seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. All items listed are considered to be routine by the City Commission will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a commission member or citizen so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. We have 6A, which is approval of airport leases. We do have M&J Sales and Equipment, First National Oil, Guy's Food Warehouse, Regency Auto Group, Hertz, Jayhawk Southwest, M&J Sales and Equipment, Heritage Real Estate, HCS LLC, Roy's Electric Service, Mike Carlisle, Jayhawk Southwest, Kerr Well Service, Mobile Storage, EA Sween Company. Jayhawk Southwest has 2 leases. Cox Construction has a lease. Jet Aero LLC, Pappas Properties LLC, and WH Rentals. And 6B is approval of the Surrey Malt Beverage License for the Little Bar at 925 South Kansas.
Your Honor, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Harrison with a second by Commissioner Carlisle. Any further discussion on the consent agenda? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next item will be the presentation of awards. I don't know how we're going to do this. We can just take them and run.
You just send him down here. I got him. Here, here's your award. It is yours. Yeah, okay. Senator's supposed to be here. Let's do it.
She's sick, so Tony's gonna be the man.
I'll just hand them down
Okay.
to these guys. Thank you, Joe, for your service. This is Mr. Dean. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. You got my number, Dan? You got my number. You got knowledge I need? Okay. You have knowledge I need?
Dean, would you like to say a few words?
Dave? Dave? Good, I hope.
Dean, would you like to say a few words?
I just want to say good luck. I said when this all started that I would support the new commissioners, and I will. I wish you from the bottom of my heart, I wish you luck, and it's going to be a learning process, but I think you're going to find out that we have one hell of a staff here in the city that runs the city and keeps it going and keeps some parks looking good and does the water, does the trash, does the lights, does the streets, and keeps us safe. And the police department, the fire department, what they do, they're awesome. I will always appreciate them. I'll always be grateful. Thank you.
I first of all would like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because for almost 13 years, without him I would be nothing and would not be able to do this job. I would like to thank the city commissioners that I had the pleasure and opportunity to serve with and learn from, starting with Doug Lafreniere, John Smith, Charlie Craig, myself, and also we can move on to Dave Harrison. After that, it was Don Rash and Larry Kuschel. From there, we moved to Tim Long, Janet Willeman, and the list goes on. Commissioner Carlisle, Commissioner Martinez, Commissioner Aragon, I want to thank you for your service to this community. Because of your service, this community is a better place than what you found it. And I do want to thank you for that, because it does take the dedication of somebody that cares to actually make this city move forward. I would like to thank my employer. They have given me the opportunity to not only attend regular city commission meetings, but special meetings, and then serving on the League of Kansas Municipalities for the last 8 years, time away from work. I want to thank them for that time that they have given me there. City staff, you guys, we put together a heck of a team. You guys go above and beyond because you have buy-in to the big picture. You see what this city can be, and since you live here, you take that and you move that the city forward. I want to thank you for your dedication, not only during working hours, but even well after working hours have been done. I will miss each and every one of you. And mostly, well, actually, let's go back. I want to thank the citizens for electing me three different times to 4-year terms. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I am human. I tried to make the best decisions with the information that I had available at the time, and tried always to do what was right for this community. And I want to thank the citizens for having faith enough in me to elect me to 3 different terms. And then mostly I want to thank my family, my son, my daughter, and the little guy back there, and of course my wife, because as a commissioner, you don't serve alone. Your family serves with you. When the hard times come, they feel it too. A lot of times they are the sounding board and want to help fix it, but really what they are is somebody that you can just bounce things off of, vent to, and tell you it's going to be all right. We still have each other. And that's what we have. We have each other. May God bless this community. May God keep it strong. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. Have a good night.
Get sit there for a minute.
Huh?
Did you get to sit there for a minute?
Move over. Let's see, what did Joe do with the agenda? Okay, I guess we're going to move on to item number 8, which is the swearing in of the new commissioners. Would the new commissioners please come forward? And our city clerk, Alicia, will swear you guys in.
I don't want to get in her camera. No, you're fine. You're fine. And I apologize for my voice, so you guys will just raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of Kansas.
the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
The laws of the City of Liberal.
the laws of the City of Liberal,
And faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties of City Commissioner.
the duties of City Commissioner,
City of Liberal, Kansas.
City of Liberal, Kansas.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
just take a seat anywhere? Congratulations. Just a seat anywhere for
Move over, Jack.
the reorganization.
Actually, she's gonna be sitting right where you're at. Okay, so that chair really needs to go bye-bye.
Okay, up next is the election of the mayor position.
Make a motion that we appoint Commissioner Connie Segrist as the new mayor.
I second that motion.
Okay, do we have any other nominations
Or discussion.
or any discussion there? Guess all in favor? Motion passes.
Connie, you can vote for yourself, if you'd like to. It is okay, it's kind of odd, but yes.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
you can go down there.
It'd be 5-0.
Connie, you go down there.
5-0.
It's your meeting.
Can we say 5-0?
Okay.
It's your mayor.
Okay,
Here you go.
next
No,
up is the election.
no.
No?
She takes over now.
No.
No?
When the reorganization happens,
Okay.
after the recess, you'll come back and sit in your chairs that you're appointed to, and then you'll conduct the meeting. Now it's just to see who gets to sit where. So you'll have the election of the vice mayor.
Make a motion, we approve Taylor Martin as vice mayor. Harden, excuse me.
It's fine.
Yeah, I can't.
I'll second.
Second that.
Okay, we got a nomination of Taylor as vice mayor and a second by Justin as, any discussions? All those in favor? Motion
You abstaining,
passes
or you gotta
5-0.
vote for yourself?
No, I'm not voting for myself.
I don't blame you. I didn't know blame you.
Okay, next up, we'll make a motion for a 10-minute recess. It's, what time you got here?
We would like to make a motion for a 10-minute executive session while you're doing your organization.
Okay, well, first you'll have a recess, and then you'll come back in, and then your mayor and your vice mayor will sit, and then your mayor will start the meeting. Now it's just to see where you sit. So the recess is 10 minutes to move back, and then your name plates will be set out, and then you will come back in, and then your new mayor will conduct the meeting from there on.
In lieu of spending so much time putting up nameplates, why can't we do a 5-minute recess?
That would be fine.
And it can be an executive session at the same time.
I'm gonna have to defer on that.
Is this an agenda item?
No, it's not.
Rule 21 provides that every individual desiring to be placed on the agenda or have a subject placed on the agenda shall inform the city manager of their desire by the noon on Wednesday preceding the regular meeting day. Where the above time restraints are not met, the commission shall not take official action on any such individuals, or subject unless there is an unusual or hardship condition existing, which would warrant such official action. The rules can be suspended. Rule 19 states that these rules, or any of them except those specified by statute, may be temporarily suspended by consent of 2/3 of the commissioners-elect, or 4 out of 5.
So we need to make a motion to make a 5-minute recess instead of a 10-minute, is what you're saying?
No, we're asking for a 5-minute executive session.
5-minute recess and 5-minute
executive session, yeah.
Okay, let's make a 5-minute.
Wait, you first have to vote, you just
Yeah,
have
we have
to
to vote
vote.
for it
I think that you need to vote to amend.
The rules.
The rules.
Yeah, to suspend the rules.
Okay. Make a motion, we suspend the rules.
Second.
Okay. All-
Okay, we got a motion by Jack to suspend the rules and a second by Tony. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0.
No, I did not. I did not raise my hand.
Oh, 4-0, okay, 4-1. And so therefore, now what do we need?
Motion for an executive session.
Okay, we'll make a motion for a 5-minute executive session
And 5 minute.
and a 5-minute.
Okay, what do you want first? Executive session? Okay, so we got 5 minutes, so it's 6:05 now, and we'll be out at 6:10.
I think pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, there needs to be a definition, I mean, that we need to tell what the subject is, and the justification for the executive session.
I move we go into executive session for 5 minutes, to 6:05 to 6:10, pursuant to KSA 75-4319, which is exception under the Kansas Open Meetings Act to discuss non-elected personnel. And I request that only commissioners are involved.
I will second that motion.
Okay, we got a motion to go into executive session, discuss, or
Discuss non-elected
personnel, and second by Taylor.
Yes.
All in favor? Motion 4-.
You're abstaining. You need to say you're abstaining.
I'll do what I want. 4-1.
Okay.
Thank you, Jack.
It is now 6:06, so we'll take our 5 minutes. Be back at 6:11.
For 5 minutes.
along with commissioners for 5 minutes.
Commissioner Carlo, if you
Starting.
could repeat that, the sound was not on.
We're going back to make a motion to go back in executive session to bring in all the commissioners and legal counsel.
I
For
second
5
that
minutes.
motion.
All those in favor? Opposed? We're good.
Do it again?
Do we need to do it again?
I make a motion, we extend the executive session another 10 minutes.
I
I
second.
think you need to talk about the purpose and the subject matter to your, add it to your motion.
For non-elected personnel.
Pursuant to KS.
KS whatever again?
Yeah, pursuant to KSA 754319.
4319.
We're good.
What time, you just need what time you're going in, and
Did you say 10 minutes?
2 minutes, yeah.
6:19.
So,
6:19, you'll be out at 6:20. That'll work.
knock on the door with you, right?
Yeah, I will. I didn't know if you guys could hear me or not. Yes.
I make a motion that we go into another executive session about non-elected personnel pursuant to KCA 754319, which is, about non-elected personnel, and we request that City Manager Mark Hall come with us into executive session.
With legal?
With legal counsel.
I'll second that.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
10 minutes, excuse me, 10-minute executive session.
All in favor?
Got it? Okay.
said I was in love with that piece.
Does the commission wish to take any action resulting from the executive session?
I make a motion to suspend the rules. And how does it need to be worded? Section 19?
It's Rule 19.
I make a motion to suspend the Rule 19.
I second that.
We have a motion to suspend Rule 19. All in favor, signify by raising your right hand. Opposed? Same sign. Motion carries.
And I now make a motion that we terminate Mark Hall as city manager, effective immediately.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to terminate Mark Hall effective immediately. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed? Same sign. Motion carries.
I also make a motion that we do not pay him on his contract.
I second that motion.
We have a motion to not pay Mark Hall his contract. All in favor? Opposed? 3-2.
Make a motion that we appoint Calvin Burke as interim city manager, effective immediately.
I second the motion.
We have a motion to appoint Calvin Burke interim city manager. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signify same. Raising your hand. Opposed?
Is Calvin in the room?
Is Calvin? Motion carries 3-2.
Yes.
Welcome, Calvin.
Thank you.
At this time, do you have anything you want to bring before the commission?
I just
bring your mic down. Your microphone.
I just want to thank the commission for having the faith in me to carry on the leadership that you want in the direction that you want the city to go. And I do want to remind you that interim is a temporary term. And hopefully everybody will work together and make things go. There is some personnel changes that will not be discussed in commission meeting. That's the direction that there will be some changes made, hopefully for the betterment of the city.
You need to.
Can you do that in the commission meeting?
I don't think so.
Okay. And at this time, we will be reinstating Debbie Genske as the airport manager. She'll also be helping me, assisting me as a city manager. One of the reasons is we have until noon tomorrow to contact FAA to advise them we have a certified airport manager or we don't have an airport or SkyWest. And I want to thank Commissioner Carlisle for working with the FAA because it was going to be pulled Friday afternoon. And he got him to extend it till noon tomorrow. So that's the only way we can keep the airport. So Debbie, if you're back there, I will see you at City Hall in the morning. Probably be about 8:30. I will stop by the water department and personally let them know what's going on prior to me getting to City Hall.
That's good.
I make a motion that the commission supports the reinstatement of Debbie Gitsky as the city's airport manager.
I will second that.
We have a motion that the city commission supports the reinstatement of Debbie Gitsky as our airport manager. All in favor? Raise your right hand. Opposed?
I get a one way or the other.
You.
I support it then too.
Okay, so
4-1.
4-1 is the vote.
We have no option on this one.
Motion carries 4-1.
Want to keep our airport going.
I'll explain later what happened.
We are now on item 10, items from Commissioner. Mr. Martinez, would you like to say something?
All I got to say is I think what was done was wrong, but I'll go with what needs to be done for the good of the city and the good of the staff. That's all I got to say.
I have a few things to say. Is it my turn?
Yes, thank you.
You want it?
First of all, I want to say that I am extremely grateful and humbled at the opportunity given to me to serve my community in this capacity. And I am excited to get to work with my fellow commissioners to make Liberal home for not only this generation, but for generations to come. While the votes tonight might show a divide in our community on paper, it is important that from this moment on we unite as one for the common good of the city. My decisions and votes tonight were based on the promises that I made on the campaign trail that I was not running for a political agenda or a personal issue to resolve. I made a statement that I would not terminate Mr. Hall the first night that I was in office, and I intended to stand by my word. I could not in good conscience go against those statements on the first moments in office. I do, however, want to unite with my fellow commissioners as we move forward to lead this city in a new era and a new day in Liberal. No matter how we voted tonight, we all must come to terms that change is coming to Liberal, and the time to do the right thing is now. We cannot control the actions and decisions of those that have come before us. We can only decide as a commission how we will operate moving forward. And it is my hope that we will all lead with integrity, honesty, and make the great people of this city proud of the individuals that they have elected to serve them. I would also like to ask the citizens of this community to unite as well and to move forward in a positive manner that is constructive to the improvement of our city. To our city employees, I want you to know that I am here for you, I support you, and I welcome any and all recommendations as well as criticisms to make your jobs better and to make this town a great place to live. I would like to say also that I will do my absolute best to be a city commissioner worthy of your respect and admiration. It is my hope that we will all lead with integrity and that we will spend time in prayer for not only ourselves but our city. My vote no on Debbie is not that I don't support the airport. I value the airport and know that it is extremely valuable to our community. I did not have as much information as I would like to make that decision. So again, thank you for your time and may God bless the city of Liberal.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes. Mr. Carlisle?
In my time as serving as city commissioner, I have learned that to effectively serve people, I need as much information as possible. This also includes the ability to listen to the public, as well as those that work for the city. Not only is my job to be informed, but it is also the right of the people to openly discuss their concerns with me or any other commissioner. The First Amendment protects this right. Just because a person works for the city does not take away their constitutional right to talk to their elected official. While we have a chain of command that we want to see followed, we also have respect the rights of individuals. It has come to my attention that there have been efforts to penalize employees for talking to elected commission. Not only is this contrary to my right to be informed so that I can effectively serve, but it also is a violation of the individual rights of the employees. There may be risk of them not following the chain of command, but this risk is small compared to the suppression of the freedom of the people to share their concerns with their elected officials. It is my hope that we move this city forward and that we respect the rights of the individuals and allow them to freely express their concerns. And I, as also member of the City Commission, I hope my other city commissioners feel the obligation that all city employees do have the right to talk to every one of us without any ramifications from anybody. That is your right, God-given right, and constitutional right, and we will not supersede that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carlo.
I would like to thank everyone in the community that voted in this previous election and that voted for me in this election. I appreciate the opportunity to serve our community in this capacity, and I appreciate the confidence of the rest of my councilmen to be able to serve as vice mayor. It's always unfortunate whenever we have a situation that's gotten too far gone, but I would ask that the community be patient with this new commission, let us find our footing, and we will lead the city of Liberal into the brightest future that we can possibly devise. Thank you all very much for coming tonight, and thank you for your support.
I truly appreciate everyone being here, and I hope we will see you at each and every meeting, because it is you that can help us lead. And I thank people for watching on television, and I hope it's coming through, and I hope you can see it on YouTube. Please, please stay involved in your city. We need everyone's help. It takes a lot of people to make a good city. And I think we can do this. So thank you for your support, and I appreciate your vote. Moving on, we need to approve the vouchers.
Go ahead. Make a motion, we approve the vouchers in the amount of $2,127,214.46.
I will second that motion.
We have a motion to approve the vouchers in the amount of $2,127,214.46. All in favor? 5-1 vote. Motion carries. I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.